Hello, everybody. This is ALBER. You ready for another episode? Okay, so today I wanted to talk once more about making drums, making a pattern on the Digitakt, but as always, I like to explore different ways to get to that level. Okay, today, something that I wanted to explore was the concept of linear drumming. Now, if you're a drummer, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not a drummer, where Well, linear drumming is basically that technique, if you will, or that style. It's probably more of a style than a technique, where you basically never play more than one drum or cymbal at a time. Okay, so basically you play in a line rather than stacking together multiple percussion. So goes without saying that works pretty well on a drum machine because you have all the 16 notes laying in front of you on something like this, right? Almost every machine that I know of, every piece of hardware is geared to play 16 notes, right? So in this case, something very cool is to try to write a drum part that lays pretty nicely on only one track. Now, it sounds like a limitation, and in a way, obviously, it can be, but also on the Digitakt makes for specific sound design and some cohesion between the elements that I kind of could not find elsewhere. It makes it sound way tighter, depending on what you're looking for. So that's what we're doing today. All right, so number one way to get there, I found that there's a way inside this machine that I was unaware of before that actually works pretty well. And that is using the sound pool. Now, I've already made another video, and I'm going to put a little tag over here that you can check out on how to organize your sounds. And I use that consistently, I use that all the time, and it makes it for very much faster recovery of what you need. It's like almost at your fingertips, basically, as fast as it can be. That's what I found. When you're working with somebody and you just want to lay down another beat, you already have your go-to kicks, your go-to snares. Great. Now, this other way, there is something else that I could never really understand, and that is, right. I'm in a fresh project right now, so you can see source. There's like nothing is being loaded in here. Now, whenever you enter, I know that you can access your sounds via function. You move this one, the sound browser. You can see all your sounds. You can navigate little folders, subgroups within the sound bank. Great. This is all explained at length in the other video, so I won't waste any time on that. Now, something that I noticed that I couldn't really tell what it was it when I am in recording mode and I play, let's say, a note, and on this note, on this trig, then I move this knob, then I see here this other submenu. I'm like, what the hell is that? I could never find a way to populate this menu. I didn't even know what that was meant for. Okay, so I did some research. I asked a little bit around. Thank you, everybody who answered my Instagram question. That's very, very, very much appreciated. So basically, what that does, I'm going to show you. If you open your sound manager, okay, manage sound like this, boom, you already know what I'm doing. So these are all my sounds together, okay? These are grouped by folder, as I just showed you. So if I open, let's say, this kick over here, and I can go to copy to, yes, and this is what got me. Basically, you can copy to sound pool, bam, copied, and now if I go to, let's exit this menu. If I go here, I hold this trig and then I move. I have this. I can choose between. This is basically a way to assign a specific sound to a specific trig. So basically, the device is giving you an even quicker way to assign, to parameter lock, sample lock, basically lots of different nodes very quickly, basically with just like one knob combination, rather than having to copy paste, I guess, which is also kind of quick. And I'm not sure if there are other uses for this, but this is what I use this for, as some sort of like creative device. So bear with me as I go through this. Now let's reopen the sound pool again. We have one kick. Let's see. Let's add here a snare. Let's see. I like this one, kind of grainy. I like this one. Copy to sound pool again. Let's do a few more. Okay, let's go out. Let's see my hats. Let's get a nice hat. I like this one. Okay, kind of like a traditional, very short hat. I really like short hats. I don't know what that is, but I really like tingly short hats. That's me. Okay. Let's see one more. Let's get a nice ride, because the ride sounds work very well with what I'm doing here. I kind of like this one. It has like a long ring. This is gonna mix very nicely. Okay, let's copy this to the sound pool as well. Bam. Okay, so I copied 4 sounds. Let's see here. I have a kick, I have a snare, I have a hat, and I have a ride cymbal. Okay, so now linear drumming, right? We are on track. This is sample 3. No, I like to be on sample 1. Okay, we're on sample 1. We're gonna make a little drum line on one track and see how that translates with this technique, if it makes some nice drums. So let's just organize these notes a little bit around. No. Okay, recording mode. There we go. Boom. Okay, so this. Okay, it sounds like a bass drum. And let's put our backbeat in place here. And snare. Okay. Now, we are going to resample this and slow it down to get more of that grainy texture. So I'm going to be going at a quite fast BPM than I usually would. 125, yeah, my comfort range is between 60, 66, and 92, 96. That's where I play most of my music. I know I'm a slower person, but what can you do? So let's try 125. We'll find our groove later. So I'm just gonna let this go as I keep adding some more elements to it. Okay, we're starting to get somewhere. I know this is like a little bit chaotic. Let me work with some dynamics now. Okay, so everything is in one track right now. Let's see if we can change. Interesting. So the one thing about this technique is that somehow See, each trig has a different value. I'm like checking out the filter right now, but as you can see, if I do this, I parameter lock it, and then this comes out, right? The tag brightens up. But if I don't, it just stays locked in. But at the same time, it's almost as if there's like a higher level of priority when I put in this something from the sound pool. It actually overrides my control over here, even though it's not a parameter lock. Like I could parameter lock it and it would stay that way. But since I'm going for a cohesive sound, right, I would like to, now that I have all these different sounds, some have a high pass filter, some have a low pass filter, some of them have some big crush on them. All this stuff, I would like now to try to organically control all of these sounds and see what I can come up with. So what I'm going to do right now, okay, I'm going to take this. I know I could have done something better, but you know, this is what came out right now. And they all kind of sound good after you see what I'm about to do with this. So let's resample this. Let's see. Let me find the source as usual. Where is it? I always get lost in these knobs. Oh, here it is. Yeah, left and right. Okay. Let's arm and let's go. Okay, that's enough. Now let's cut it up. Okay, that's pretty easy cut to do. Let's see. Okay, let's hear now. Oh, I guess I missed it. It's not that one, right? It's this one. Let's see. Perfect. Save, save, save. Assign track 8. That's always my, where I end up putting samples. It's always 8. Let's discard this. Now we do not need track 1 anymore. We only want to hear track 8, right? So track 8 is enabled. Let's go to it. Let's put a note in here. Amplitude. Two bars, since this pattern was 2 bars. Let's see. Beautiful. It's working out. So now we can do some sound design on this, right? I love me some resonance and low pass filter. You know how I do. Let's put some reverb on this. Big crush. Oh yes. I kind of wish that maybe on a newer update they will put 1 or 2 extra controls over the bit crush, the bit reduction, because I really like the color of it. I wish I could control it a little bit more. Oh, very important. Let me add some compression. Okay, we're already getting to the grainy territory I was talking about. Let's see the filter. Let me move the filter a little bit. Nice, very nice. And now the icing on the cake, which is, let's slow this down. Actually, before we slow it down, let's find a vibe. Let's find where this beat really too slow. I can kind of work with this. Let me get it to -6. Okay. Now we gotta find a good BPM so that it can actually comfortably stay over 2 bars. So it's definitely gotta go slower. Something like that. So that's probably like around 80 if I am not mistaken. Let's see. It needs to be a little faster. Let's see. A little faster. A little faster. A little slower now. Can you hear it? Even a little slower. Maybe I might have to use decimal points. Almost. Okay, I guess that we can work with 88. Let's say. Oh no. I forget that with the metronome section function, yes, opens something else. Never mind. Saved it. Okay. So this is what we have. I think we can still. Okay, yeah, this is more that jungle vibe I like. Something I really like to do is using the bass filter. Really useful feature. And then to give it even more cohesion, maybe a little bit too much, I like to open up the envelope here. Which together with the resonance makes up for a really nice cohesive effect. Let's open it up even more. Now let's delay the envelope just a little bit. Let's see. Let's see how this works. More resonance. Okay, so you get the gist of what I'm doing. We started from something that sounded like, let's see, this is gonna be at the origin at this new speed. Okay, we got into this. Now, if you wanted to go even deeper, we could resample this even one more time. But I feel like through this technique, we got to something that we can already use pretty quickly. Let's just try to jam on this just a little bit. That's just what I like to do. Let me connect. I have my Roland Boutique not in picture, just connected here. Let's see if it works. Let's see if it works over here. Let's see. I like to play my synths through my Bass Station 2 keyboard. It's a pretty dang good MIDI controller, so what you hear actually comes from the Roland Juno, not from this instrument. Okay, let's check it out. Okay, it kind of already complements itself, right? Just two chords. Okay, Well, that was just like a very, very, very quick jam, but I hope you liked it. I hope that this um, pushes you to try to be creative with your drums, with your rhythms, with your samples. Let me know if there is any other use that you can make out of this function, this sound pool function that I couldn't find much about either on the manual or on other videos. I hope that this helped you. Until next time, ALBER out.